Moriore te whānau, no mai, hoki mai. Welcome into the practice run, your frontline pass to the heart of sports action. Brought to you by 99 Dreams, inspiring others to chase their dreams. With your host, Rawiri, Tukuherangi, and sometimes his brother Vincent, we're diving deep into the thrilling world of NRL and rugby league today. And who knows where the game will take us tomorrow. From the try line to the sideline, we got you covered.
So strap in as we tackle the big plays, the game-changing moments, and the story that define legends. Whether you're a seasoned vet or this is your first hit up, the practice run is for everyone. Every run, every tackle, every win, experience the rush with us.
With exclusive insight, culture analysis, and a touch of humour, the practice run is here to keep you entertained, informed, and part of our practice squad. Because here, every practice run takes us one step closer to glory.
The practice run, where every listener is MVP, powering our play every episode, every day. We'd also like to give a shout out and thanks to 99 Dreams for powering our passion. Let us kick off things with today's lineup.
Well, whānau, we have a fun lineup for you guys today. The first things first, we're going to dive into what our fantasy NRL game would look like, whether it's NRL 24 produced by EA Sports or it's NRL 2K24 produced by 2K Sports. We're also going to give down our weekly rundown of the round 5 games this weekend, and tonight's games kicking off Broncos versus Melbourne in Melbourne. So, of course, we're ready to dive into that. And then we're going to take you to our biggest donation spot at the moment. We're just donating to the TAV, throwing money away for the fun of it. But we got Tips at the Tab, presented by 99 Dreams. And then we're going to round out, because it is almost WrestleMania, baby. We're going to round out our show with our starting 13 using WWE wrestlers, past and present. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I hope you guys are big fans of the WWE, because it's going to be hella crack up. And the reasons why we picked each is just even funnier. So it is what it is. But ladies and gentlemen, you know the rules. It's the start of the practice run. We start the show off the same way every day with a little bit of paper, scissors, rock. 2-1 the last one. I'm here to win this next one. All right. Should we add in a little bit of real Māori today? We'll go tahirua toru whā. On whā, drop down below.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. For those of you who don't know, I just counted to 4 in Māori. So shout out to our US listeners. Māori, the indigenous language of Aotearoa. Anyway, 2, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Tahirua toru whā. And up.
Oh,
I got it. I got it.
Thought you were going to go back to your ways.
To be honest, I just threw it and kind of hoped. I was like, I bet she's going scissors again. So I just boom. A bit of a mandible claw.
God damn it.
Hey, we'd love to see it, man. We'd love to see it. Now, we talked about this briefly in another episode, but I thought let's dive into it a little bit more, because both of us love our video games. It's coming into winter, so it's perfect time to jump on the game and jam a little bit. What would your ideal video game, NRL video game, look like, bro? We'll strip it right back. We'll go through cover athletes, and then we'll go some features. What modes would you like in there? How would those modes be presented? So we'll start off with the cover athlete.
Oh, okay, cover athlete. I'm probably rolling with... I feel Reese is the answer, but I don't want him as my cover athlete. I'm going to go with... I'll probably just go with Nathan Cleary, just because he's the best player in the game. But I think if we wanted to sell it, the 3 I would have would probably be Reese, Ponga, or even Cam Murray. I'm going for looks, aesthetics here.
Well, did you know Jordan Ricky was considered the hottest player that was playing in the Las Vegas tournaments?
True.
So they didn't care about Reese. They cared more about Jordan Ricky. All over TikTok, that's all the wahine was screaming out for, was more Ricky. They wanted that Ricky. Hopefully, he comes on the show one day. He's one of my favorite players, not just because how handsome he is, because he's moldy. I like that. I like
Yeah,
that thought though.
that's what was my thinking behind it. We'll go with one that can move these games. So yeah.
Yeah. See, I'm thinking, like standard edition, deluxe edition, and then like the premium, like the $300 game that you buy. Yeah, so I'm thinking that would be grand final edition. So that'll have like last year's grand final winners and some of those poses where they're pulling the jersey or beating the chest, like having bloody Tor just jumping over someone's shoulder, and like maybe it's Cleary just ripping that jersey. So that's what I'll have on the deluxe cover. Oh, sorry, on the grand final edition, like the most premium edition you can buy. On the deluxe cover, oh, yeah, I'd have to go with maybe Cleary in the middle, holding the ball front and center on his right shoulder. Maybe we'll put Cam Munster, arms crossed. Cam Munster. So Cleary will be in his Panthers jersey. We'll put Munster in his Queensland jersey. And then we'll go. Who is maybe for the old heads and for Warriors fans, we'll put Sean Johnson on Cleary's left shoulder, and he'll be wearing his Kiwis kit. So that way, you know that there's 3 different modes in the game. So you got the international game. You're going to have State of Origin in there, as well as the NRL level. And then behind them, they'll just have silhouettes of different like key photos from last season. And then on the standard edition, maybe just like, I don't know, last year's Dally M medalist, Kalen Ponga.
That's a good one. Yeah, Kalen Ponga. Yeah, he probably would be the athlete for just the standard edition. Kalen Ponga. Yeah. I've got
or maybe him and Sean Johnson.
I've got, just going off what you said, for my premium one, or like the most expensive one, I'd have it would be Cameron Smith on one side, like JT on the other, and then Andrew Johns like at the top, and it'd be like NRL 2K24. Who's your goat? Would be like the thing.
Yo. I thought you call it like the Immortal Edition.
Oh, yeah, it could be the Immortal Edition as well, yeah. And then I'll just probably go off your one at the Internationals, thinking the second tier one, or the second most expensive, would just be like a State of O edition. Just have the teams facing off, or one person from each team.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd probably be me for the cover.
But see, that's the thing. You can have so much fun with the covers, and to be honest, the covers don't even matter anymore because everyone just buys their games digitally. Like if you're still buying hard copies, cuz what doing, brother? You can get it instantly like that if you just buy it through your console. But anyway, each to their own. Okay, so what would some of the key features within that game be for you? Like, what are you absolutely looking forward to?
It would be like, obviously notwithstanding just the normal stuff, the quick games, online mode, and stuff like that. But if I was going to 2K route, I'm trying to think what does 2K do better than EA? EA is known for the Ultimate Team, right? Like that's their thing. And the storyline, where 2K is more like, when I think of 2K, I just automatically go to NBA, so I always think my player. So
heaps of online play, eh?
Yeah, it'd be like more online play there. Well, I guess like would have to have online play with them, but like off the top of the dome, it would be Ultimate Team. Like they would just be so cool, and it's an easy way for them to make money. They could bring in all those old school players. Like who doesn't want 2018 RTS Dally M card? You know what I mean? It just sells itself. Or what's it? a Galaxy Opal Cameron Smith card, like
Yeah, gee, or like a grand finals edition pack
yeah,
where you can pull legends. Like you could have like so you can monetize the shit out of it, but you can have grand finalists past, present, and then have like the rookies
yeah,
from this year, and then have the future grand finalists, and put in cards like Lachlan Galvin, Tyrell Sloan, but have them at like a 99 as opposed to like a 87 ish where they'd be normally. So if those are your favorite players, boom, they're there. That'd be skarks.
yeah. That'd be probably where I would go with it. And you could imagine the money they'd make off it would just be stupid,
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah, so that would be it for that. And then the other one would be, I mean, I'd love to see a storyline like they did with the NFL, like when you were
Mm,
the QB and it was already like a pre-written story and you just played through it. So yeah, I'd probably
yeah.
go with those two would be the ones that I'd add. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm riding with you on that one. Yeah, like outside of your standard formats, definitely that story mode where you've got already, that pre-created player and he goes through turmoil. Maybe he's a promising player coming up through New South Wales Cup or Queensland Cup, makes debut, injured. Like he debuts for Penrith Panthers. He's supposed to be, the next Nathan Cleary. He's partnering him in the halves following, Luai's exit. So they need that next six to come in, and you're that player. Get injured, ACL's gone, you're out for the season. The
yeah,
Panthers let you go. You get picked up by the Titans, Wooden Spooner. Everyone's like, where's your career going? Sort of thing. And then, it's up to you to perform and, hit key milestones within each particular game to tick off where you can advance to. I'm
yeah,
with you on that, G.
yeah, man. That'd be yeah,
I'm with you on that. And then I would also like to see like a mode separate to that, which is pretty much the same as how you'd play what is it, like just a regular season mode, my career sort of thing. um would call it maybe Road to Immortal.
yeah,
And you just work your way in. For those outside of Australia, who might not know what an immortal is, we keep talking about it. It's not Hollywood Hulk Hogan. It's what it's like their Mount Rushmore, their Hall of Fame, but you can get into the NRL Hall of Fame. But like these immortals are like just the greatest greats to ever play the game, and there's only how many? 7,
9. I know
9.
Andrew Johns is number 9 because they call him the ninth. I think that's like one of his nicknames, or was it
Right.
the eighth? Whatever number.
13. There's 13.
Oh, 13.
Yep. So Clive Churchill, John Rapper, double check the P's, far note. Reg Gasnier, his son was amazing too, by the way. Is this his son or grandson? I don't even know.
I think it might be his
Bob
grand.
Fulton, Graham Langlands, Wally Lewis, Arthur Beetson, Andrew. Oh, Arthur Beetson played when there was colour. Colour photos. Wally Lewis is in black and white. Andrew Johns, Herbert Daly Messenger, aka Daly M, Frank Burge, Dave Brown, Norm Provan, and Mel Meninga.
No, Mal
There's
was
still a
one.
few that could probably make this list.
Yeah,
But yeah, so they are like the elites within the Hall of Fame. So when we call it Path to Immortal, that's what you're striving for. Is any NRL player? Well, like I don't actually know if they play NRL to become an immortal, or they just play and it just becomes like a thing that people like us talk about later on. Like I could definitely see Cameron Smith on here. He should definitely be up there. Um, I know once it's all said and done, Nathan Cleary will be on here. Would you see coaches up there? Like, do you think Cordell Wayne would be up there?
yeah. I don't know what unless they do like a separate wing for coaches. I'm not too sure. I'm assuming he'd be in the Hall of Fame somewhere. But
Yeah.
yeah, I just don't know what the criteria is around being an immortal. But I mean, you're talking about what the GOAT coach, so
Well, this is the accolade. To be chosen as an immortal is the greatest honor a player can receive. And it is widely considered that to earn the accolade, he needs to have changed the game or had an impact beyond his career. we'll get into this debate another day.
Yeah.
But back to the game. Because this is a slippery slope, and there's a whole bunch of stuff that I could talk about on this. But back to the video game, right? So we just went over that career mode, and like path to immortal. You start off in New South Wales Cup. Used to be like under 20s, but you've got like New South Wales Cup, Queensland Cup, or I don't know what cup they have over in Super Rugby. But if you wanted to start there, maybe you could just straight start up on one of their full-time teams and then work your way over to an Australian contract, similar to how you do in FIFA when you play in your career mode, and you start off like, if you don't just eat sayers and play it on easy difficulty and go straight into like Man City or something, you start off at like let's go Wellington Phoenix, right? You work your way up, have a great season there, and then you get contracted to maybe play for Inter Miami your next season, play good enough there, and then get contracted to Man United, play good enough there, and then you can go to Barcelona and stuff like that. Having those kind of things where you just grind out, have a good enough season, and then maybe the Panthers development squad pick you up, and now you're on the wider 18. You're playing your reserve grade footy, but then you're trying to work your way up, and you'll see like a progress bar of like, okay, are you reserve grade 18th man? Now you're a bench player. Now you're a starter, and then you work your way up, and you'll see your progress grow until you become like a superstar. And then after 6 back-to-back grand finals that you've won because you're playing on the easiest difficulty possible. You've won 6 Dally M's in your 6 years of playing pro football. You can now go into the Hall of Fame as an immortal. So I'd love to see that added to the game. And yeah, like you said, Ultimate Team, bro. Like imagine having our Team of the Weeks, the practice run Team of the Week cards that everyone can pull in this video game. And they're like, oh, yo, I got that. I don't know, we'll say, like, because the Team of the Weeks, you want them to gradually get better, so you don't want to give 99 straight away at the start of the season, so people will go like, oh, yo, I got that 87 bloody Api Kuriso. Bro, he had a wicked game. These are his stats. And, maybe if in the future of it, when you pull that card, it can play a quick highlight from that game that he was that Team of the Week from. Bro, that would be scucks. Just add to it, man. It'll just add to it.
Yeah, without doubt. I was just thinking the last thing that I would add would be for those who didn't want to like play the game but want to be like the owners. You got to have like some sort of GM mode.
Oh, have to.
Gotta be.
Have to. Hey, you can't carry a club on your back on your own. Let me influence who I'm bringing to the club. Let me bring over, who would we need at the Broncos? Let me bring in, because Reynolds is on his way out, let me throw the bag at Cleary. Let me steal Cleary away from the Panthers. Who else do we need? We need a hooker. Let me throw the bag up.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, that'd be so much fun, man. Just manager mode. Oh, yes. Need like relive grand finals. Big grand final moments. Maybe it's you playing as the Panthers, as much as I hate to say this, as the Panthers in last year's grand final. You're down 3 tries. You've got to score 3 tries now, and you're playing it on legendary difficulty. And if you get it, you get like a massive achievement. You play the, I don't know, which was another good grand final. The Bunnies one, where Sam Burgess broke his cheekbone.
Oh, that was against us.
Yeah. So, replaying those moments, going back 2002, Roosters versus the Warriors. Maybe it's a turning of the tide and you play as the Warriors and you beat the Roosters, like a what-if scenario. So, having that kind of a mode in there where you just play GOAT moments and stuff like that, that would be amazing to have.
That'd be cool, That'd be real cool.
Shit, yeah. And better customization, man. I want to be able to have a beard and the mullet. I want the tattoos all up the neck. I need the calf tattoos. Give me the untucked. Give me the skins. Oh, give me all that stuff, man.
All of that,
Give me the patterned headgear. Yeah, let me add my own, like be able to upload my own images to my headgear so I can customize it that way. Boots, let us customize our own boots. Stadiums. Create our own teams. So we need all of that. Because man, you get some talented creators out there online, and they can build a whole bunch of ish. What else you reckon, bro? What else do we need to bring into this?
I kind of like what you said, like having those moments, because you can package that into like its own like section. Goes without saying, like just online play has to be in it. Having the story mode, having the GM mode, the ultimate team, mind player. Nah, man, it's looking like a pretty solid game to me.
Yeah,
Pretty
man.
solid
Hey,
game
game
to me.
developers, hit us up, man. We can make you a
Yeah.
bag with this game. I guarantee it. Our listeners in the States, I know you've got some pools somewhere. Tweet at EA, tweet at 2K. Let them bring us on board. We got the ideas. They can have the ideas. All I want is just a free game. I don't have to pay $179 for that Immortal Edition.
Actual.
Bro, facts, man. Facts. But hey, let's get out of fairyland and move back into the real world. It's round 5, ladies and gentlemen, and tonight is the main event. It's the game of the weekend. I'm calling it now. Tonight's game will be the game of the weekend. Thursday, 4th of April, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, 10 p.m. kickoff in New Zealand. I don't know what time it kicks off in your domain. So maybe we'll look to do that in the next episode. Like next week's, we'll figure out what time they kick off here in New Zealand and then what time it'll be over in the States. I'm pretty sure it's going to be like some ungodly hour of the morning, so we do apologise. But hopefully you can catch the highlights while you're on your lunch break. But it's Melbourne Storm at Amy Park. It's a home game for Melbourne, who are currently sitting 5th on the table, up against the mighty Brisbane Broncos, who are sitting 12th on the ladder currently. Throw it over to you to give you a quick review on this one, and I'll get into the stats and things.
Yeah. Look, it's a big game. Storm coming off the bye, so they're a week rested as well. Looking at their team, and it is the return of my preseason pick of the Daily M. He's finally here. He better be playing too. At 6, we got Cameron Munster. So we're going to get a look at a full-strength spine, and I think they're pretty close to having their full-strength team. You got Ryan Pappenhuisen at our fullback, and he's just changed his team completely.
Is that how you say his name?
Nah, that isn't. I'm pretty sure that isn't. I wouldn't have a clue.
Because they say Hausen as well, but I don't know, man. I'm not foreign, so if any foreigners know how to say this, highlight it, your boys. We need it.
Yeah, highlight. Munster and Hughes finally get their first crack at appearing, and then obviously you got Harry Grant at 9. Oh, Sean Blaw's in the team. Wow. So he came over from the Tigers. He was part of the Olam trade that happened. He's the one that came over. And he's been partnered with Katoa in the second rower. The bench looks solid. You got Christian Welch coming off the bench. I like it. He brings impact off, and I think they don't need to miss with anything here. The name I still don't see in the Storm, and we might have to talk about this not today, another time. Nelson Asafa Solomona still can't crack the 17. Rumor has it they're not happy with him, and he might be looking for a release. Which Bulldogs? I don't have to say it.
There's rumors that the Dragons might throw the bag at him.
Yeah, well, it's the Dragons. I wouldn't be fucking surprised. But
they need anything they can get. And I was reading an article that Nelson Asafa Solomona suits the style that Shane Flanagan is going for in terms of how he builds and creates a team. It'll be similar to how he built the Sharks when they won their premiership. What year was that? Like 2016 or some shit.
2016, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, he should just come to the Bulldogs.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it does.
That'd be great. Going over, looking at your team, brother. You got the rookie getting his debut, Benjamin Takura, off the bench.
Brother, I've been waiting for this one. Man. Finally.
Who does he come in for? Who dropped out? Is it Martin Tapau?
Willison.
Oh, Willison, of course.
Head contact, HIA.
Other than that, it looks like the team's relatively the same. They got it done. I have a thing for that winger of yours, Dean Mariner. Great player. Big fan of his. Tristan Saylor, back at fullback. He must have did a job, and he kind of deserves to be
was
17, even when Welsh does come back. So
That's what I've been saying. Like, where does he belong? Because he is too good to be sitting on the bench. I said it in like round one. Like, we need to figure out. And like I was saying, maybe shift him to the wing, get rid of Jesse Arthurs. But Jesse is doing a phenomenal
yeah,
job on the wing. Like, he's keeping out Corey Oates. But Tristan deserves a spot in the squad. He's wasted talent being floundered down there. But obviously, he's sitting behind the electrifying Reece Walsh. So, brother, take this with both hands, man, and like just do the best you can because you're too good to be in reserve grade. I'd hate to see you leave the Broncos, but man, if you've got to leave to like get a real opportunity, I heard the Roosters are sniffing around, trying to get his signature.
ooh,
Yeah,
yes, the Roosters. I remember Tristan Sailor. I'm assuming it's the same one. He played for the Dragons like ages ago, like a few seasons back, and he played in the halves. And honestly, he looked trashed, and I think he was just too young, like didn't look good. But now, got more experience. He's had that taste, and he got knocked back. Sometimes people just need their confidence to be knocked, or like sometimes they've just been handed everything to them, and when all of a
yeah,
sudden you've been dropped, you've been cut. Maybe you're not that guy. You have to work your way back up. But man, this I feel if the way he's playing now, if he played like that when he first rocked onto the scene, oh, he would already be at like 50 games.
hard
Crazy,
up.
crazy how
And
good
he's
he's
on
been.
contract to 2026, I do believe. On contract
Oh,
to
didn't really.
2026. I've seen in forums, people are thinking maybe next year or the year after when Adam Reynolds retires. There's people saying shift Mam to 7, bring Sailor in at 6. I think he'd work all right. However, it's putting Mam at the 7. No disrespect to the bro, he's a great footballer, but he definitely shines better as a Robin as
He's
opposed to a Batman.
he's a runner, eh?
Yeah,
He's a
man, and
runner.
he is a
Just
lethal runner. Like when he's just got the freedom to just run that ball,
yeah,
and that's all he's got to do, he's phenomenal.
yeah.
I mean, if Tristan Sailor could, work on that kicking game over the next 2 years while we've still got Reynolds, he gives himself a chance to, be there or thereabouts when it comes to being put in the halves. But also, again, great injury cover for the Broncos. Um, He's phenomenal. It's good
Yeah,
to see Dean Mariner. He's having a season this year. I think, and that's obviously too early to tell, but this is going to be a too early to tell pick. But I think he could be up for a Dalian Winger of the Year. Not overall winner, but he could definitely be in contention for wingers. I don't see too many wingers this year that are, out and out. This is that guy. Like last year, Dallin really had a solid job. This year, he's been shut down a little bit more. Maybe it's because again he was so phenomenal last year. We've yet to see him reach those heights again, and it's like we said with Tor. When you see greatness so often from a player, it sort of becomes mediocre, and they've got to just always keep performing at the next level. So I mean. Maybe that's also that whole honeymoon phase about Dean Mariner. He's a fresh face with someone we're not used to seeing. So I could definitely see him having a good jam. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Benjamin Takuda having a run out there. I'm not looking forward to how they're going to butcher his name. I know they're going to say Takura. Just call him Benjamin. If you can't say Takuda, just call him Benjamin, please. For the love of everybody Indigenous and Māori. Fucking hell. I love seeing Corey Oates back. He definitely deserves to be in the squad. He can play second row. He can play in the centres. He can play on the wing. So he's definitely great cover there. One that I'm still iffy on. I'm not sold on Smoothie. I'm not sold on him. Where's Moser? Need to bring him in. I think he is a bit skinny, and I know he's getting impatient sitting behind Smoothie and Walters. There is rumors on pages that he's looking at the Cowboys and Dolphins as options to explore. However, I'm not too sure how much longer he's on contract, but he's still on contract to us, so there's nothing he can do until then. One that I'm annoyed at that's still sitting in the reserves for the Melbourne Storm is Jack Howarth. I loved what he did in the Māoris game. I feel like he should get some game time soon, but again, at the detriment of who does he replace? So, that Melbourne Storm side stacked, and they got great depth. Heading over to the stats, holy shit. Since 1998, the Broncos and Melbourne have played 55 games. They've drawn 1. Melbourne have won 40. We've won 14.
Yeah, man, they've pretty much had your number from the
Yeah, except for
get-go.
Friday the 8th of September 2023. It was in the finals. They couldn't even put a point on us. 26-0. Quack, quack, motherfuckers. The Storm are a team that I don't actually hate too, by the way. Like, they used to be so successful, but I still I liked watching them. I think it's just because the color purple. Big fan of the color purple, my favorite color. But yeah, we beat them 26-0 in the playoffs. I think that was week 1 of the playoffs, 2v3. And then we lost to them. I think that was at the end of the season. I think it was the last game of the season. We rested everybody, and it was like 22-32 against Melbourne. Yeah, 31st of August. So it was. We played them the week before and then got pumped. Well, not pumped, but no Reynolds, no Haas, all of that. So Melbourne have won 2 of 3 games, and they had the bye last week. We have won 2 from 4, including a lot of injuries in those games. So stats slightly skewed. Melbourne have played a very defensive season so far. They've only conceded 40 points. The Broncos have conceded 84, but have scored 88 to the Storm's 50. So in 3 games, Melbourne have only put on 50 points, which gives them an average of 16 points scored to the Broncos, 22 on average. And the points conceded is what stands out for me. Melbourne is a strong defensive side. They've only conceded 13 points, but they didn't concede any in round 1 versus the Panthers, whereas the Broncos have conceded 21 points per game on average. Tackle efficiency is 87.5 for the Broncos, 86.6 for Melbourne, with a completion rate of 76% for Brisbane and 72% for Melbourne. It's going to be a great game. Like I said, it's going to be the game of the round, and I'm going Broncos over Storm. Ooh, let's go 26-20 to the Brisbane Broncos.
Damn. You just said they're a defensive team, and you think this team without Walsh and Paynehouse is going to put 26 on the Melbourne Storm. You're a brave man. Very, very brave man.
Just keep it real, brother.
This Storm team have been pissing me off of my picks. I picked them to lose week 1, they win. And I picked them to beat the Knights and they lose. Annoying is what I've got. Yeah. But yeah, look, I'm backing the Storm. They're at home. Munster's back. I think it'll be low scoring, but if I had to give you a score, I'm going to go with 18-6. I think it's going to be a defensive contest. Storm have just got a little bit too much for the Broncos, I reckon.
That's not what fantasy owners want to hear. They want to hear high scoring. They want tries galore. They want meters galore. We need it, considering the amount of injuries and trades I've had to make, man. I opted for Uppies over bloody Harry Grant this week because I sold off Cleary, yeah, just to make, because frickin' Lachlan's suspended for 2 weeks. That was going to be my halves pairing, him and Strange, but I digress. Friday night, 8 p.m. kickoff here in Aotearoa. It's a Bulldogs home game versus the Sydney Roosters at Accor Stadium in Sydney. It'll be a great game to get to if you're in the Sydney area. I recommend going along. Whoo-wee. Lots of ins and lots of outs. Ins this week, and the ins include the reserves as well. So when I read these names, don't think they're all starting. We got Bailey Hayward, Bronson Sherry, Chris Patolo, Harrison Edwards, Kitione Kotonga, Puasa Fa'amasuli, Toby Sexton are all in for the Bulldogs. The outs are Jacob Preston, Josh Adokar, Curtis Morin with injuries and suspensions. Ins for the Roosters are Fetalaina Ponga, Lindsay Collins, Suya Wong, and Zach Docker Clay. What are your thoughts on the lineups, bro?
Oh, look, it's week 5 and I'm about at my wit's end with this Bulldogs team. Where do I start? Now, look, they've gone with pretty much an unchanged team. I think the only changes have been through injuries. So Blake Wilson is in for Josh Adokar. Curran is now starting, but he's starting in the second row, which brings Harrison Edwards onto the bench. And Kitione Kitione, he's making his debut. He came over from the West Tigers, actually.
Yo.
We got him midway through last year. He's been killing it in the New South Wales Cup, and he did really, really well in the trial games. So good to see him there.
Is he a lock?
He's a second rower. He's a second
Perfect.
rower, yeah. Kurt Mann is there, and Liam Knight. I actually haven't watched the last two Bulldogs game, funnily enough. But Samuel Hughes is now starting, but he played like 10 minutes last week. Don't be surprised for game day for there to be a switch. I wouldn't be surprised if Liam Knight goes to starting prop and Sam Hughes back to the bench. But yeah, look, I just don't know. I just feel Crichton doesn't get the ball. That's what I've been saying. There wouldn't be a problem if he was at fullback, because then he'll get the ball almost every set. But Connor Tracy's been good. Blake Wilson, I thought it was hard done by to get dropped. I thought they should have just rested Adokar anyway. Matt Burden, Drew Hutchinson, I think he's still our 7, but everyone else doesn't.
I like him.
Yeah, everyone wants to see Blake Taff go to 7 or Sexton come in and go to 7. But I don't know, man. I wouldn't mind seeing Bronson Cherry get a shot. I think Carrez is better to the wing. And bring Bronson Cherry, and he killed it in his New South Wales Cup game. But look, I don't think it's going to be a good game for us. I think we fight hard. We have moments, but if you can't ice those moments when they present it, you're going to get found out, and you're going up against a team like the Roosters. Once again, I've said it from the start, our forward pack isn't the best, and our back three don't have that carries to get us over the advantage line and make it easier for our forwards. And yeah, it's not looking good, eh?
Yeah, well, you guys are going up against, the likes of Joey Manu, Joey Suali, Tedesco, Tupou, Dom Young, Kerry and Walker are just getting better and better every game. Lindsay Collins, Angus Crichton, Victor Radley. Terrell May's on the bench. Great news for my fantasy team.
Yeah, Lindsay Collins back, so he's been bumped back to the bench. But don't be surprised come game day they make that switch, because Jared, I'm pretty sure, is the one that's been coming off the bench. He's not even in the team of Spencer Laniu's there. So because Spencer is suspended for another 6 weeks or so, that's why Jared has been in the squad. And I think it's more of like a homage to Jared to name him in the 8. But don't be surprised if they did what they did on his 300th NRL game, where he was named at 8, but he comes off the bench. So I wouldn't be surprised if that happens again.
Yeah, but yeah, these Roosters, they looked at a loss last week against the reigning Prems. Don't expect that to happen this week, Fano. We know they would have got tuned up in the sheds. They all know where they went wrong. Joey Manu looked like a man alone out there. He was making big plays everywhere, so expect him to do that again. He was robbed. So I don't think the ref's going to walk out of this one alive if they try and rob him again. I can't see where the Bulldogs can outplay the Roosters. Like, there's not a few players in a position at the Bulldogs that, are out and out way better than their opposite number. Let's have a look at the stats.
Whoa. Kickout now. We do have Kickout. Kickout's better than Nat Butcher. And Kickout's been in form. He's been, I'd say, probably our best player. If not one of our best players. He's been really on form. His chases...
his kick chase is phenomenal. Bro!
Crazy. He's always down there, always pretty much the first one to make that tackle. I think he's...
Then my question is, who are you kicking to in this game then? So you're going to kick down his edge. He'll be on the left side, right?
I think most teams tend to go to... Yeah, he's on the left side.
He's on the left side. So that will be going up against Tupou and Suali, right?
Yeah. I think most teams like to kick the Tupou to make him take the first one, I believe. I'm just hoping Burden actually does the torpedo kick. Like, because now he pretty much only does it once a game, if that. He just does conventional kicks now. And when he was
Yeah, he's
first with
probably.
us, well, every kick used to be that torpedo, and just no one knew where it was going to go. So I think he got told to just taper it back on those because they're unpredictable, and like the fullbacks can't read it. So now everyone just lets it bounce, and I'm like, bro, you bring it back. Like there's a time and place, and no fullbacks like catching those.
Hard out, especially if if you can get Teddy to trail over there and get Kiko to smoke him. But Teddy drops a lot earlier than most other fullbacks, so he might get done with a head high in this one, and you might see him on the bench or on report because that's just how Teddy plays. He's always lower than all the other players, so even though you're tackling around waist height, it's always hitting him in the head. He always makes contact with the head. Like that's just how Teddy runs. So last year in their previous meetings, 4th of June, Roosters won 25-24 in a close game. And then on the 30th of April 2022, the Bulldogs won 16-12 against the Roosters. So they don't have a bad track record here against the Roosters.
We should have won that game too. I remember that game where I think we had a drop kick to win it, missed, and then the next set, Carey hit it.
It'd be like that sometimes, man. It'd be like that. Trust me. Look at me, man. Oh, the Broncos, the last 2 grand finals we've been in. Look at how they turned out. And if you haven't seen them, Fano, don't watch it, please. So the Roosters have won 2 from 4, just like the Broncos, whereas the Bulldogs have only won 1 from 4. But they've been unfortunate not to win at least 2 more of those games. The points scored this season hasn't been great for the Bulldogs. It's 62 points scored, 71 conceded. To the Roosters, 98 points scored, but 59 conceded. Now you're always going to lose more games if you're conceding more than you score. The completion rate for the Roosters is at 79% to the Bulldogs 76%, both boasting an 88% tackle efficiency. Average points scored by the Bulldogs is sitting at 15 to the Roosters 24, and the average points conceded by the Bulldogs is 17 to the Roosters 14. Now, look, if you're an outside bettor and you like to make money and you think this might be one where the Bulldogs can turn their season around, go for it. But if you're a regular man like Tu and I'm sorry, man. I want to go the Bulldogs, man. I hate the Roosters. I really hate the Roosters. But look, I got to start calling things properly. I want to go the Roosters. We're going to go 24-16.
Yeah, fair enough. I'll probably follow that sentiment and go with the Roosters. Final score again. I think it could be a defensive contest. The game's been pretty close. So I will go with a scoreline of, let's go 16-10 to the Roosters.
Nice. 16-10. I like that. Heading over now to the late night. Friday night, 10 p.m. kickoff New Zealand time, is the Newcastle Knights versus the St. George Illawarra Dragons at McDonald Jones Stadium, Newcastle. Look, man, you already know. I don't like the Knights. They're average. All you got to do is shut down Ponga. We seen it last week with the Warriors. They shut down Ponga, and apparently Ponga gets 4 freaking Dally M points out of that game when he wasn't even the best player on the field, let alone, like, he was marginally the best player on his team. Not happy. He shouldn't be anywhere near the top ranks of Dally M. But hey, you know what they say? Cameron, he said it in his podcast the other day. He goes, you know what? Even though Ponga's up there in the Dally M and Roger could probably win it playing at fullback, but if him shifting to the centre means they win a grand final, he goes, I'll take a grand final every day of the week. He goes, I'd rather make a grand final than come runner-up at a Dally M. He goes, that medal, he goes, no disrespect to Dally M. He goes, but that medal isn't as precious as lifting up the Pro Van Summers trophy. So there you go. I think it's going to be a battle of the fullbacks here. You know, you got Kalen Ponga, who's the captain of the Knights, going up against Tyrell Sloan. We see the return of Jackson Hastings. Shout out to Jackson. Have a great game, brother. You're in my fantasy team this week. We also see the return of Dane Gagai. He's back. He was solely missed against the Warriors last week. Definitely his intensity and passion could have turned the tide for them because the Warriors kept that door open, like we said. They kept that door open for the Knights to come back in. We got Leo Thompson and Saifidi in the props. Frizzell, Paul Pearson, Adam Elliott at the back with Jaden Brayley in there. Going up against Francis Muller, Jack DeBellin, Luciano Leilua. Where did he get Luciano from?
I don't know, bro. Wouldn't have a clue.
Yeah, and they've got Jaden Stewart and Tom. Ben Hunt's having a great season this year. But also, who is also having a great season this year is the brother Zach Lomax. Zach off contract Lomax. Man, there's like a real testament to that guy's character to be able to continue playing the way he's playing, even though he's unhappy with his current playing situation. He wants out. So clubs will be very happy to see that Zach Lomax is an available player. I'm not too sure if he would fit in over at Parramatta because I got Blaze Talangi coming through. That's his name, eh? Blaze Talangi?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, so they got him coming through. And to be honest, I'd like to see Para develop him a bit more and keep him there. So Lomax maybe somewhere else.
Yeah.
What are you thinking, man?
There's a team that we just mentioned not too long ago that are losing two great centres, so they kind of need a centre. So I could see him easily going to the Roosters and filling in the centre spot of either Joey Manu or Joseph Suali'i. Seems like an obvious fit to me.
Joeys.
I could be wrong.
Yeah, that's so true. And that frees up a whole lot of cap space too with those two leaving. I'm not too sure. Have they got any fresh, like, new agents signing, like, coming in next year? I'm not too sure who they've got coming in next year.
Nah, I'm not too sure. But unless Michael Jennings is still there at the ripe age of fucking 50. But yeah, and he's apparently knocking on the door to actually start it or, crack
I've heard.
Yeah, so
I've heard.
Unless he's there
he's just waiting for bloody one of the Joeys to have a rest.
Yeah, they did re-sign Billy Burns. No, not Billy Burns. He's always injured. Billy Smith. I'm pretty sure he's been re-signed, and so it's more than likely he'll get one of the centre spots because he's good running players. And then I'm just saying they got a free centre spot, and Zach Lomax is a pretty half-decent centre.
Yeah, well, because get this, here's another rumour that I've been reading on some of the rugby league forums, is now that it's been confirmed Zach Lomax he's not being booted out the door, but he's been granted his wish. There's potential that another solid winger from a premiership winning team who's off contract could potentially come over to the Red V.
Oh, yeah.
And that's Taruva.
Yeah, I think I've seen that as well.
Yeah, so there's makings here. There's storylines to watch, Fano. There's definitely storylines to watch this season as to who goes what, does what, where. Okay. Yeah, what are your thoughts on this team, this lineup? We've gone so much into the pros contract.
Look, to be honest, there's normally one game a week that I don't care for, and this is probably it.
This one over the Cowboys and is it the Dolphins and Cowboys? No, there's the Titans and Cowboys. This is worse than that game.
No, look, you know how I am. The Queensland derby.
It's not a derby. It's not a derby. It's not a derby. You got to win a premiership to be called a derby. Only one of them have a premiership.
Queensland versus Queensland is just standard. I could care less for games, but in a game like this where it's the Knights against the Dragons, I don't really care. Will I watch it? I'll watch the first half. I know that. Look, Dan Gagai, I think they missed him last week, so good to see him back. Hastings, they should have never dropped them, so I'm glad that he's back in. I thought Tyson Gamble was the one that should have been dropped. And you got the 9 back, Jaden Brayley, another one that's made of glass, so hopefully you can actually make it through this 80 minutes. And that's probably looking like the best spot that they're going to have all year. Jaden Bradley at 9, Cogger, Hastings, and Ponga at fullback. Your Gagai best, honestly. The only player that they're missing really is Maju, right? And he's... Wait, I don't see him on the injury thing. Leo Thompson, he's suspended. Interesting. I don't know why Maju isn't there. He still plays for them, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, and then Sloan, he's been absolutely out of his mind this year. Zach Lomax been a great winger, but wants to play centre, so he's out of there. Flanagan looks like he's playing without the world on his shoulders. Ben Hunt's he's all class. I'm actually going to go, I think I originally had the Dragons, but I actually like the fact that Hastings back and Gagai's back. And so, look, Knights, don't let me down, because if you do, I'm never picking you again. I'm actually going to roll with the Knights in this one. Final score, I could see this being a tri-fest. Final score, let's go 28-20.
Okay. I like that. The Knights don't quite score as much as the Dragons do. The Knights are currently 1 from 4. It could be 0 from 4, actually. They were just lucky that Jerome Hughes wasn't playing because he pushed a ref. Whereas the Dragons are 2 and 4. That's about right for them, to be honest. The Knights haven't had a bye yet, and yet they've only scored 58 points to the Dragons, who have scored 72. Knights have conceded 81 points to the Dragons 100. Now, that's because they went and scored 0 against the Dolphins. They both have a completion rate of 76%, and the Knights have a tackle efficiency of 89.2% to the Dragons 90.2%. Do you know Tyrell Sloan is like one of the top 3 defensive fullbacks at the moment? I know it's Reece Walsh hasn't missed a tackle. I'm pretty sure it's Sloan and then Edwards. I saw stats about it. Tedesco's like 5th.
True.
Yeah, Sloan's up there, man. He's got like a 90 or 88. Like he's got a high tackle percentage this season. Average points scored for the Knights is 14 to the Dragons 18. Average points conceded is 20 to the Dragons 25. Dragons have won 18 out of 23 games at this stadium, and last season lost the first game at home and won the second game at home. Were they in the play-in? Or was it the last game of the season? The 2nd of September. The Knights vs Dragons, 32-12.
Dragons didn't make the playoffs last year.
I was about to say, because that was in September. When do the playoffs kick off? Isn't it the first week of September? Or 2nd?
It would be thereabouts. No way the Dragons made the playoffs, though.
Nah, but it's just throwing me off because they've got the 2 home games. But anyway, that's their head-to-head. The Dragons have won 29 of the 43 games played to the 14 to the Knights. I'm going with the Dragons, man. I've been high on the Dragons all season. I think last week was the only game I didn't pick them, and they lost. They won last week. They lost every other time I do pick them. So I'm like, shit, do I pick the Knights? Except for that Melbourne game where the Knights beat Melbourne, but I don't think we've picked the Knights to win a game.
Nah, I did. I picked them week 1.
I'm pretty sure.
And they got freaking trounced by the Raiders.
Nah, I think we both did week 1, didn't we?
Yeah, we picked them both week 1.
And then we bounced back week 2 with some good picks. Yeah. Maybe I do pick the Knights then, and then they get pummeled. Yeah, I'm going with that. I'm going to pick the Knights. I don't want the Knights to win, but I'm picking the Knights to win. I'm going to go 20-18 to the Knights. Saturday. The start. Is it a Super Saturday? Do we have 3 games on Saturday? We do have 3 games on Saturday.
Super Saturday is back, eh?
Super Saturday is back. We love to see it. The 5 p.m. game, nice and early. It's the South Sydney Rabbitohs taking on up the Waz. Yeah, at Accor Stadium, the New Zealand Warriors taking on the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Look, man, there's heaps of storylines coming out of South Sydney. A lot of people are surprised that Isaac Tupo Thompson is on the wing instead of Gay Guy. A lot of people thought he was going to come back onto the wing with the injured Johnston. We still got Latrell at fullback, Jack Whiten, so he's getting comfortable in those centre spots. Hey, man, he's looking good there. He's slotting into that Bunnies jersey really well. I think he just looks good in anything green, I guess. I hate the Bunnies colour. We still don't see, what's his name, Elias anymore. They're still going with Hawkins. I mean, they were lucky to win last week. So we'll see how this Hawkins train goes. They got Damien Cook, Tavita Tatola, Thomas Burgess. He was probably one of the best props out there last week. Keon Kolomotangi, he is doing just amazing things out there. Great player. And the ever so handsome Cam Murray. Two's favourite guy on the bench, Tallis Duncan.
Yeah.
No, what's his name? Shaq Mitchell this week. I think he is under HIA protocols as well. Look, here's a storyline for you. I've been saying this since, week one, after watching the Warriors lose in week one. Bring in Te Maire Martin. My prayers have been answered, although at the expense of Luke Metcalf. Like, I'm not going to say what I want to say, but yeah, look, there's things that I would have done to have seen that happen. Charles Nickel-Klogstad is back. Now, there's a storyline going around that is Chance the missing link to make the Warriors that winning side again? Because that edge where Tuivasa Marcelo Montoya hasn't been as effective. But when Chance is on, he always attacks down that edge and gets those boys going. Sean's side is fine with Dallin and things like that, but it's Montoya's side, and he's got Roger there not getting any ball because Luke Ballhog Metcalf is out there, and everyone's singing his praises. I don't think they actually watch him play the entire game. I think they watch his like one or two line breaks and him score a try every now and then. Like that, yeah, that's cool. But I need to see his game management, and I think the brother's got low IQ. I think freaking Selwyn Cobbo's got more IQ than him. Rocco Berry is a solid centre. I love what he does at the Warriors, man. Sean Johnson, I think he's got kicking duties back again. Or maybe that's why Tamaida's back in. Who knows? Because he's still got that hamstring niggle. Adam Fanua-Blake's out and out their best forward. Yes, Tohu Harris is still that guy, but man, Adam Fanua-Blake just puts the team on his back. Run after run. It just head down, hard-nosed forward. Jackson Ford had a great game. Now we see, what's his name this week? Capel. He's, I don't know what's wrong with him. Something's wrong with him. And that brings in, who does that bring in? No one. It's just their regular bench. Still got Tomale, Panti, and Jazz. So, yeah, they just bring in Marata Newkore, and he'll be starting in that 12 jersey. What's your thoughts and opinions on this side, bro? What's your thoughts of the halves pairing going with Te Maire Martin over Chanel Harris-Tavita?
I'm not surprised. I kind of figured they'll go with Te Maire Martin. I am surprised that Harris-Tavita doesn't get their 14 jersey. I would have him over Freddie Lussick because he can cover the 9 and the half. So if something goes wrong,
he's more versatile, eh?
Yeah. So that's probably the only change I would make. I was trying to look out what happened to Capewell as well, and he's not on the casualty list, so there has to be something must have happened as to why he's not here. Let's just see if we scroll down why he's not there. Here we go. Marata Newkore second row in place of Kurt Capewell, concussion protocol.
Okay, so well, they should put that on the injury list.
Yeah, that's why he's not there. Look, after last week's game, I know Chance is the fullback, but I just thought RTS played so good. I would have had him at fullback and put Chance to centre or something, because Chance can play centre.
He can, but like the Warriors proved it last year, with Chance at fullback, they win games. With Roger at fullback, they still looked like he looked great. Individually, he looked great. Did he connect the team as that fullback that links everything? I don't think so. And I don't know Roger, but he seems like just a humble guy. So he looks like he's just going to do whatever's best for the team, obviously. But yeah, look, I think Chance is going to show you why he can help the Warriors win games. And I think this is definitely a game to do it. I know there'll be so much criticism. If the Warriors lose, if Chance makes any mistake, they're all going to be calling for Roger to go play fullback. But seriously, I think Roger is going to be a much better centre in the long run. You just got to give him time. Remember, he was a winger first. And now he's a centre. He's got a better six playing beside him this week who's actually going to spread the ball a little earlier rather than run his teammates out of room and then throw them the ball. They get dragged over the sideline and then just bonehead plays like that. So I'm looking forward to this era without Luke Metcalf. I'm really looking forward to it, actually. Mm-hmm. I'm looking to see what the Warriors can do without him, and I know they're going to do so well. Sorry, by the way. Like, you're a phenomenal player. You are, but I just think that you're not what this team needs right now unless you share the ball. You're a great line breaker, phenomenal player. But yeah, come on, brother. Come on, man. In their last meetings last year, the Bunnies beat the Warriors 28-6 and then 48-10. So the Warriors couldn't get it done over the Bunnies last year. However, the Bunnies are on 1-4 and 2-4 for the Warriors. The Bunnies have scored 68 points to the Warriors 76, and they've conceded, I think this is the most in the comp so far. They've conceded more points than the Dragons at 128 points conceded to the Warriors 68. That's almost double, bro. Relax. The Bunnies have a completion rate of 76% to the Warriors 81%. With a tackle efficiency, the Bunnies have of 87.4% to the Warriors 89.9%. Average points scored for the Warriors is 19, with the points conceded at 17, with the Bunnies 17 points on average scored to their 32 average conceded. What are your thoughts? Do you think that the Bulldogs have played the Bunnies into some form, or do you think with the return of Chance, the Warriors are going to start finding ways to keep teams out?
Yeah, I'm not too sure actually, because I don't know, this Rabbitohs team again, they just seem all over the place. We pretty much gifted them that win last week. That should have been ours. So they could easily have been 0-4, but they're not. And this Warriors team, like we said, right, they could have easily been undefeated at this point and not down be 2-2. So but then again, it's, you never know. Like, they got smoked last year. I'll be interesting. When did those games happen? Because I know the Rabbitohs, they lost, like, they went on a massive losing streak at the end of last season. So
August and June. End of June, start of August.
Oh, so they played each other, like, really close. Interesting.
Yeah. Just outside of Origin, I think.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. I think that they might have been like the start of when they started losing the Rabbitohs. So maybe they just got the rub over the Warriors. Something tells me I want to pick the Rabbitohs. I don't know why. But I just can't see it, to be honest. I'm probably going to roll with the Warriors. I think it might be closer than what people think it's going to be. But yeah, I think the Warriors need it more for their season to keep building, and the Rabbitohs, well, they need it just for their coach to have a job. Because if it continues the way it's going, I don't know how they stick with him. And if they lose this game to go down 1-4, it's going to be tough for them to come back. If I had to give you a final score, I'll go the Warriors. I'm going to roll with 24-18.
Nice. I like that. That's respectable. I'm looking at the last 4 games the Bunnies have played. They've struggled. I think since they lost to Manly, their highest scoring game was 18 up until they beat the Bulldogs last week. So I'm thinking, man, I'm looking at that. I'm going Warriors 32-16. To get it done over the Bunnies. Welcome me to the Fortress of Faith. Come on, Warriors fans. I'm with you, brothers. I know some Australian podcasters hate you guys. They call you the wah 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 wahs. I'm with you. I'm with you, man. I'm in that fortress of faith. I reckon you guys can get there. To the 7:30 p.m. game, we've got Manly Sea Eagles, who looked helpless last week against the Dragons, up against the Premiers, the Penrith Panthers. And they've got James Fisher Harris back. It's going to be a tough game for Manly. It's going to be a tough game. They're going to need Tom Trbojevic to be firing on all four cylinders. They're going to need Daly Cherry Evans to be at a career best. And they're going to need Luke Brooks to just do Luke Brooks things over on the side and just catch them off guard. But look, what we know from this Penrith side is they're going to come hard and they're going to come fast in the first half. It's going to be real aggressive. They're going to come off their line super quick. They're going to be up in your face. They're going to make you feel real uncomfortable, and they're going to keep you on the back foot. Like, it took the Roosters 30 minutes to score a try in the first game. Or maybe it was even 36 minutes to score a try. Yes, one was disallowed, but hey, that's just Penrith, man. When they played the Broncos, that same thing. They hit you hard and they hit you fast, bro. And there's just no coming back. When you're pinned down for a whole set and you're getting maybe to your 25, maybe. I think the most meters any team makes is when they catch the ball off the kickoff because they got a little bit more time to get up the field. But other than that, when the Panthers start keeping you pinned down your end, it's hard to get out of. Brad Schneider, man, he's a great backup to have for missing Cleary. Last week he put on a masterclass. Luai stepped up big time. To'o, he's the greatest winger in the comp at the moment. Taruva, he really shone last week. Dylan Edwards, he's a freak. Shut the hell up. James Fisher Harris, going to be good to see him back. Not for anyone else, but for the Panthers fans, good to see him back. And Isaiah Yeo just doing Yo things in the middle. I seen this thing the other day. They're calling him Isaiah Yoza.
Oh, man.
Yeah, bro. Anyway, yeah, what do you think of this team, bro? And what are you looking forward to in this matchup?
Oh, look, I just don't think the Sea Eagles will be as bad as they were last week. I can't see Tom having that many errors again, as well as DCE. In saying that, I just don't think it matters. Penrith, like what they did last week was just next level crazy, man. And last week was a statement game, and if they play the same way, Sea Eagles, good luck. Good luck. And the fact they've got Fisher Harris back now, just oh my goodness. Him, so Leota, Fisher Harris, Isaiah Yeo. Oh, I think it could be a long day for the Eagles. They pretty much need Turbo to be firing on all cylinders, DCE to control the game with his kicking. I think that's going to be a big part of it. Luke Brooks is actually doing really well, so Luke Brooks just needs to Luke Brooks at this stage. I think they're going to need a big game from their forwards. They need Paseka and Josh Aloye to go head-to-head with Leota and Fisher Harris, and that's not a battle that Leota and Fisher Harris tend to lose. But, you've got Jake in the middle who can defend his ass off as well.
Sorry, Fano, we had a bit of technical difficulties there. If you're watching the YouTube version, you'll see a camera change or camera quality difference. So my camera died. If you're listening to the podcast, it's just going to sound normal. But yeah, sorry about that. We kind of don't know where we left off from. It's been a little bit. But yeah, I'll throw it back over to two. And you can finish off where you were at with your Manly Panthers preview. And then we'll get into the stats after that.
Yeah, sorry about that, Fano. Technical difficulties. Oh, that's it. Olakoatu. He's the one that if these Manlys want to truly have a go and upset the Panthers, I think it's going to be him. He's a damaging ball runner, one of the best second rowers in the game. So I think he really is the key. So you need Tommy to be turbo, DCE to control the game with his kicking. You need the forwards to be able to stand up to the Panthers forward, but it's Olakoatu. He's a genuine game breaker. So if they're going to beat them, I think it's going to be because of him. But Panthers, if they just keep doing what they're doing, I just don't see it, man. I just don't see it. I think Dylan Edwards is one of the best players in the game now after what he did last week. The best propping combo, Leota, Fisher Harris, Isaiah Yo. I still have him up there with. For me, it's between him and Carrigan, the best two locks in the game. Mitch Kenny's just solid. Luai seems to play really good when Cleary's not there. And yeah, look, I know Sea Eagles are at home and they shouldn't have lost that game last week, too many injuries. But to be honest, it just doesn't matter. I've got Panthers winning. If I had to give you a score, I'm going to go with, let's go 26-16.
Nice. I like that. We'll run through some stats. We've got last year, their previous two meetings, the Panthers won 24-12 against Manly at Manly's home game, and then they won in Penrith 44-12. Looking at their win-loss this season, the Panthers have still only lost the one game to Melbourne at the start of the season. Manly are at 50% with 2 wins, 2 losses. Manly have scored more points than Penrith. It's 93 to Penrith's 82. However, Manly have conceded more points than Penrith, with Manly's 86 to Penrith's 54, which is a testament to Penrith's defence. There's a completion rate, and this is the gap where other teams could capitalise on Penrith. However, it might not be Manly, because Manly is sitting at 73% completion rate to Penrith's 78%. Manly have a tackle efficiency of 86.2% to Penrith's 87.1%. Manly can score on average 23 points to Penrith's 20, and they concede 21 to Penrith's 13. So I'm with you on that 12 points to Manly, and I'm looking at about, let's go, because they've gone 0-8 versus Melbourne, 26-18 versus Eels, 34-12 versus an injured Broncos, and 22-16 versus the Roosters. So I'm going to go 24-12.
Solid. That's solid still.
Now we head over to what we originally called on Tuesday. It was going to be, a great game to watch, one to really look forward to. However, with no Lachlan, it's going to be interesting to see where this game lands. Because Dolphins are sitting pretty at first place versus Tigers. And why are they playing at our stadium? I thought the Dolphins have a stadium. Why are they playing at Suncorp? Anyway, this was a game that I was looking forward to. I've been enjoying watching the Tigers build momentum. I thought, having Lachlan in this side would have made it an interesting contest. I think the Dolphins are still, and that's what we're saying, right? We're not convinced with the Dolphins just yet. Or the Tigers. This was going to be a game where they kind of showed us who's who. But to be honest, I expect the Dolphins to win this game. They should win this game. There's no Lachlan. I know one man doesn't make the team, but I read an interview, and Justin Ulam, he's real big on playing aggressive to protect the little bro. He says because he's a young player, so Justin's kind of got to be that enforcer, put his foot down, and really give it to the other side. But he's not there this week, so will he play with that same passion and intensity? We will find out. But it's great seeing him, spark back up and have a bit of form again. It's fun to watch when he's on. With the Dolphins, though, man, the Hammer, he's been flying, bro. He's been having a great season so far, and it's no surprise seeing him up there on the Dally M ladder. Herbie's kind of been quiet. I think he's still trying to find himself in this team. Hasn't been as explosive as he was with the Broncos. And then you've also got the likes of Thomas Flegler, who is a former Bronco, but he's shining as the starting prop on this team. And I think it's because, he's no longer behind Payne Haas. He's that guy now. So he's got a role and he's got a job to do. Yeah, the Tigers forwards, they've shown that they can stand up against some of the top teams. But I think this will be a good challenge for them to see how far the Tigers can go. And if they do win against the Dolphins this week, they're showing that they're really turning things around there in Campbelltown Where is Tigers? Is it Campbelltown?
I wouldn't have
Something
a
like that.
Balmain? Or was that where we
Balmain, there we
used
go.
to be?
Yeah, no, it's Balmain something.
I wouldn't have a clue.
Magpies, Tigers, same. Um, yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do. I'll throw it over to you. You give your rundown, brother, and I'll get into the stats.
Yeah, it should be a good game, eh? Really don't know which way it's going to go. They're both sitting at, 2 wins. Dolphins at the top because they got that bye, so they got the better for and against. Look, I thought it was the forwards that won them that game against Parramatta. It's not often that the Parramatta forward packs gets outdone. I thought Stefano was next level good. Clemmer stepped up. Papali'i Bateman. And I thought Uppy just controlled their ruck real good, and that's what allowed the young buck Lachlan to do his thing. He just played off the back of them, got to play eyes up footy, and was there pretty much to take a hold of it and deliver that kill shot, and he did it. He did it twice.
Yeah.
So yeah, looking at this Dolphins team, they look like a pretty settled team. I think they're just missing someone through injury, is it? Oh yeah, Max Puff's got the 2-game suspension for the hip drop, I believe. I like Kurt Donahue off the bench. He's the one that when, I think it was, who went off? Nikorima went off. He came on and bro, he's got something about him, mate. I thought he was really, really good and good to see him still in off the bench. Katoa, I'm a big fan of him. I still think it should be Sean O'Sullivan and Katoa, not Nikorima, but Nikorima's been doing a job. Good to see Herbie Farnworth and Everillo, the bro there, and Hammer. Hammer's been having a hell of a season, killing it at the back for them. I think it's quite an even game. I really don't know which way it's going to go. I think it's going to come down to whoever's forward pack can dominate the other one and get that go forward ball. But yeah, Galvin's not there. It's Sullivan, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes. He got a shot week 1, didn't go his way. So if he doesn't show up this time, well, I don't know. What do you do with him? He's got 2 weeks to prove himself. And if he doesn't crack it, then I don't know, because they got him over from the Dragons, and I think he's meant to be there for a few years. So
yeah, it looks like at this moment in time, it looks like a bit of waste of money because they got Luai coming over, and Lachlan Galvin's playing phenomenal footy. So he's an expensive reserve grade player.
Yeah, they might just have to let him go, I think. Good to see Alex Twal back. Let's see what I did. Who did I originally put? The Tigers? Nah, I don't pick the Tigers to win. Get out of here. Look, I'm going to go with the Dolphins simply because I don't want the Tigers to win. But I wouldn't be surprised if they do. I think it's going to come down to these forward packs. Look for Flegler to have a big game. He's kind of he's my go-to guy, and I'm looking for Hammer to finish it off at the back. But you said it yourself, Herbie Farmer's been pretty quiet. He's due for a breakout game. Is he matched up?
This could be it.
This could be it. So look for him to have a big game. I'm going to go Dolphins. Final score, let's go with 24-20.
Oh, nice. I like that. So what's funny about this game is the Tigers are currently undefeated against the Dolphins. Don't forget that the Dolphins have only been around for 1 year, so the Tigers are 1-0 against the Dolphins currently with a 24-23 scoreline in their last meeting, 19th of August 2023. So you're not too far off of your scoreline, I don't think. So far, the Dolphins have been prolific scorers. They've scored 86 points to the Tigers' 61. The points conceded is where it's close. So the Dolphins have conceded 57 points to the Tigers' 54. So that's something to watch out for there. Both have a pretty high completion rate. The Dolphins sitting at 82% to the Tigers' 83%. Well, the Dolphins' tackle efficiency is what really stands out here. Theirs is at 90.5%, whereas the Tigers are currently sitting at 86.8%. Something to look out for there. So those forwards and those backs are all coming together and making sure that they complete those tackles properly. Average points scored is 28-20, going the way of the Dolphins. And the average points conceded, the Dolphins concede 19 points on average to the Tigers 18. In saying that, I'm going to go 22-20 to the way of the Tigers. I think they can do it. I feel like they've got a lot of confidence behind them. Benji looks like he's given the team a lot of freedom to do what they do. I'm a big Benji guy, and again, why do I want to back the little brothers? These are like wannabe Broncos. These are players that couldn't be Broncos. Come on now. Everyone was mocking Uppy when he left the Panthers to go win a premiership at the Tigers. Well, we laugh at Herbie and Flegler when they left to win a premiership at the Dolphins. Come on now. Heading over to Sunday night footy as we round out the weekend. It's not a Queensland derby, it's just two Queensland teams going head to head. The Cowboys and the Broncos, because they've both won premierships, that's a derby. Cowboys versus Titans. Titans haven't won a premiership, so that ain't a derby. That's just a regular old match. Look, the Cowboys got exposed last week against the Broncos. Everyone thought Cowboys are up to something here, that they're looking good. They were in for a good season. They were undefeated. They were top of the table, and they just couldn't get it going against the Broncos. Tom Dearden had a highlight play with a try-saving tackle on Selwyn Cobbo. He looked for all money gone with the wind and scoring a try. However, Dearden had other plans. Jordan McLean is having a good season. Tom Lawlor's up and down with his minutes. It's frustrating a lot of fantasy players. That much I do know. But that man who was supposed to have a big game last week, I'm pretty sure he'll get out there and have a bigger one this week off the bench. Griffin Niame. How big? Balangi from the west coast of Aotearoa, Griffin Niame, he's a great player, man. I'm a big fan of him. But yeah, so look, everyone's fallen off their Cowboys hype train. Everyone's saying that, they're all pretenders, they're all show because they played against lower tier teams to get that win percentage. And then when they finally went up against a team that's injured but considered a top tier team, they really felt short. The Titans look helpless. They're pathetic. Record at the moment is 0-4. No, 0-3 because they had a bye. Yeah, they're 0-3. So they're currently undefeated in the win column. They can't get it done. No one knows what needs to be fixed. On paper, they don't look terrible. They got Fafita coming off the bench. Last week, he didn't do too much, but it's always, positive having him there. They don't have 9-year Tino anymore. As we said, he's out with a ACLA for the whole season. I don't know how this Titans team can turn it around, but I know the TAB is paying $5, so, the Titans got to get a win eventually. So can this week be that week? Who knows? What do you reckon, bro?
Look, you know me when it comes to Queensland. If it's Queensland, could care less. But and I don't know what the Titans. I was just thinking it was Isaac Liu, but I think he's part of the stand down, head knock, or concussion protocol, so he's out. I just don't know, man. I really don't know with this Titans team. It's not looking good. It hasn't looked good. They've by far looked the worst team of the comp, and it might just be just another day at the office where they get rolled. You got a Cowboys team who can put points on, and they are coming off a loss, so they'll be that much more motivated. Scott Drinkwater, he could have a field day against this team. Ruben Cotter, Jemai Nanai, Griffin Naumel, or Griffin Neem. Yeah, look, keep it short, sharp, and simple. I think it's going to be a long day for the Titans. They need to figure it out. I don't know how they're going to figure it out, but they need to do something because what they've been doing ain't been working. But I'm going to roll with the Cowboys on this one. I think they could do it in dominant fashion. If I had to give you a final score, I'm going to go with 36-6 to the Cowboys.
Yeah, I don't see the Titans getting they could, it could be one of those games. Like everyone always says that you don't bet on a Warriors game and you don't bet on a Titans game because you don't know what's going to happen. And it could be like that. The Cowboys will definitely be licking their wounds after their tough loss to Brisbane last weekend. The team stats say this. Head-to-head, the Cowboys have won 19 to the Titans 12. Last year, the Titans won 22-13 in the first match, and then the Cowboys won 24-12 later on in the year. Cowboys have won 3 of 4, scoring 122 points, conceding 100. So although they're scoring a lot and they're winning games, they're also terrible on defense. The Titans, however, have scored 18 points and conceded 90. So they've still conceded less, but they've played one game less. So they both have an average completion rate. The Titans have 79% of the Cowboys 76%, with the Cowboys boasting a 89.3% tackle efficiency to the Titans 86.4%. Cowboys on average score 30 points to the Titans 6 and concede 25 to the Titans 30. So based on that, I'll have to go 30-6. Based just off of how much they score. Stats say it's going to be 30-6 the way of the Cowboys. To the final game of the round, because the Sharks have the bye, it is the Canberra Raiders going up against the Parramatta Eels. 8:15 kickoff at Geo Stadium in Canberra. Bro, my English, man. What the hell? Why don't you give us a rundown of your thoughts on this team, my bro?
Yeah, look, I've dubbed this game the battle of the two teams that let me down badly last week. Because how do you lose when you're up 18-0? And Panthers just look... Oh, Panthers. The Eels look terrible without Mitchell Moses. And it's looking like it's pretty much the same team. We've only got one change for the Raiders, and that's Ata Mariota coming in for Zach Hosking. Zach Hosking has been killing it since he's been with the Raiders, but he is out with concussion, protocol injury. And again on the Eels, it's looking like Bailey Simonson is coming in for Morgan Harper. Really? Morgan Harper not there? True, he isn't. Bailey Simonson, bro. He's from Tauranga, eh? I don't think he went to school here, but one of the bros, because he used to play rugby for like the local club, Greta Maris is their name. And I was like, bro, have they ever produced like anyone? Because I've never heard of anyone. And he was like, yeah, do you know that he was like, he plays in the NRL now. His name's Bailey Simonson. And I was like, the winger. He's like, yeah. And I was like, did he go to Maris? He's like, yeah. I was like, crack up. I was like, bruh.
Surely reach out, see if they know any contacts. I'll try to get them on the show, surely.
Could give it a go, but yeah, it's there's crack up. So every time I see him, I'm like, crack up, you played for Maris. It's so funny. But yeah, look, I think the storyline is the Eels have to be better without Moses. Dylan Brown has to step up. I know they forward pack. I don't know how the hell they lost the battle of the forwards to the Tigers. I think that's going to rev them up, and I expect them to have a better game this time. I think Junior Polo is better coming off the bench, so that way he has impact when he does. Because Regis Campbell-Gillard's, he's just solid. And yeah, I don't think bringing Jermaine Hopgood off the bench was the move. So I think they should just go back to what they've been doing and have Offa Hagawi start with Polo on the bench. To the Raiders, I don't know. I expect them to be better. I just don't see... I think if they get out to an 18-0 lead this time, I just don't see them losing it. Corey Horsburgh, second game in, he better play better than what he did last time, because that first game of the season was not it. And yeah, going to the back, you have Jordan Rapana, who's just good. And you got Clint Gutherson, who just looked like he was on an island last week. So be a battle to watch for me. The battle to watch here is the one in the centres. You have Matthew Tamuko and Will Penasini. I think that would be a hell of a battle. I'm a big Tamuko fan. He's so strong. He's got like that nuggety build. Like, he just looks solid. Someone like you don't want to tackle. I expect Xavier Savage, if he gets in the open pastures, he could be away. The battle of the sixes, Ethan Strands versus Blaze. Two kind of rookies, both young and still learning their craft. But honestly, the difference could be the fact that you have Jamal Fogarty there. Not saying that Dylan Brown isn't that guy, but he needs to step up because last week just wasn't good enough. And
Yeah.
if the Eels play like they did against the Tigers, they're going to lose this game too. And Mitchell Moses, who would have thought, eh? Who would have thought? Hey, sometimes you don't know what you got until that person's injured. Well, week 1, they look shit without him. They look like they had no direction. Step your game up because if it's not, he was well worth the money that he got. If I had to pick a team, bro, I'm going to go with the Raiders. Final score, we will go with... Final score, I'm going to go 22-12.
Nice. Okay. Also going into one of your hometown guys playing on the Eels. We've also got a hometown guy who used to play for the Tigers in New Plymouth here. Funny enough, they're called the Western Suburbs Tigers here in Taranaki. One of their former players. I'm pretty sure he played at a couple of clubs because everyone gets around here. Makahisi Makatoa. He was at New Plymouth Boys High here, so he's on the wider reserves. He used to start, he started one game actually, and then he's come off the bench most of his career. But yeah, no, good on him out there doing it, bro. Last year, the Raiders won 26-18 in their 13th of May, and then on the 16th of September, Parramatta come back and won 40-4. Both teams are coming off a loss last weekend. The Raiders, yeah, they messed theirs up, and Gutho, he's looking to get revenge, I'm assuming. Both teams are kind of even around the points scored and points conceded. So the Raiders have scored 92 to the Eels 88, whereas the Eels have only conceded 75 to the Raiders 78. Both have a completion rate around the same thing. The Raiders at 84% to the Eels 83. Tackle efficiency of the Raiders is at 89.3 to the Eels 88.3. Average points scored for the Raiders is 23 to the Eels 22. Average points conceded is 19 to the Eels 18. Based on those stats, man, I've got to go... Man, why don't we go 23-22? 23-22 will go the way of the Raiders. I think they'll get it done there in the end. I do want the Eels to go because I don't really like the milky green Canberra Raiders. It's just your uniform. I don't really have anything against your team. It's just the green. I'm not a big fan of it. So yeah, but I'm back at you guys. What do I say? 23-22.
Yeah.
Yeah, to the Raiders. There on Sunday night. So those are all the games this weekend being played. We'll quickly run through our TAB bets. So it's slightly different to what we pick in the head-to-heads because I base mine off of money. He bases his logically. We'll run it. It goes like this. I'm picking Melbourne Storm over the Broncos at the TAB only because I never win anything at the TAB. All my bets die in the first game, so good luck, Melbourne. Next I'm going Sydney Roosters over the Bulldogs. Sorry, bro. The next game I'm going the Dragons over the Knights, which is the underdog play. I'm going the Warriors over the Rabbits, which are the favourites. I'm going Penrith over Manly. Tigers over Dolphins. This is where I'm doing it for the money, not the bet, because I don't even know if I want to make it this far. I've never made it to Sunday. All my bets die on Friday or Thursday. So I'm going with the Gold Coast Titans, and then the final I'm going Raiders. Putting $20 on that pays me out $8,199. So there we go, Fano. That is my bet for the weekend.
God damn, that's a bet and a half. Looking at mine, I've decided to change a few of the picks, but I'm going with the Storm at home. I'm then going with the Roosters. I have the Knights beating the Dragons, although originally I had on this bet I had the Dragons. But I'm going to go with the Knights. I think they can get it done. Going with the Wars over the Rabbitohs. Penrith, of course, over Manly. For the purpose of this multi, I have gone with the West Tigers. They just give me better odds. They're paying $2.30. The Cowboys vs Titans, I am taking the under The under here is 47.5, and I believe I picked them to win 36-6, which gives us 42. So the under would be on, and I've gone with the Raiders. A $10 bet on that multi yields a return of pretty much $560. Yeah, it's
Nice,
not
nice.
not quite $3,000 like yours, but just keeps the ball moving. Gets the ball
Yeah,
rolling.
bro. If I put $200 on, that's $81,000. Yeah, like if it comes off, obviously I'm not putting on bloody 2,000. I don't have $2,000 or $200. Sorry to put on this. I also looked at 2,000. It gives me $819,000. That's enough for a house. Crazy. Anyway, we're about to close off the show, but I thought we'd do something a little bit fun today. We've got WrestleMania just around the corner. If you like to and I love a bit of WrestleMania, download it on the WWE app. This isn't even sponsored. I'm just saying it because it's good fun and it's something to chat about. But WrestleMania is on this weekend. I've got the Rock and Roman Reigns winning that tag team match, and then I've got
True.
Seth losing and Cody winning. That's my TAB punt for the Wrestle. What's yours?
Cody has to win. If they deny him again and he doesn't get to play his story, that's going to be so annoying. I think I've got.
Yeah, I'm not listening to that story play out again.
I think Rollins is losing as well. I wouldn't be surprised if he drops it. I think the bro deserves his moment with a live crowd. Their first night.
No, but here's what I think though, G. I reckon he wins, Damien cashes.
He needs to cash in, and why not?
It's almost time up.
Yeah, it is. It's got to be close to. I think he definitely would have cashed in. It's just that because he's in that bloody ladder match, which I hope the Miz and R-Truth win that. That's for the lols. That's definitely.
Bro, I'm loving R-Truth.
He's just a genius. He's so good at what he does.
The Judgment Day, live, laugh, love.
Yeah, definitely. That main event night one though should be a good one. What have I heard? Rumor has it someone turning heel or someone turning face. Maybe The Rock. Nah, I think they should just keep The Rock there. Maybe someone in the bloodline helps out or turns. I think it'd be good if they win the bloodline. I wouldn't be against it.
I reckon Bloodline should win the tag, but then they drop the belts the next night.
Yeah. I'm of the same thing.
Yeah, that way everyone will win.
Yeah.
Or Damien cashes in on Roman after Cody wins, he cashes in on Cody after Cody just pins Roman, or if Roman beats Cody, but then Damien cashes in, and that's how that whole Cody storyline can still play out with someone else, and then they can move the Rock and Roman storyline to a different direction. Because apparently that's how they originally wanted it to play out, Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania.
Fuck, that's meant to be the main event for like the last 3 WrestleManias. So yeah, it's I don't know. I guess it'll happen eventually because it doesn't need to happen for the title. That one, well, I don't think anyway.
Yeah, I don't think either. That's why I'm like, he should have dropped it a while ago. Yeah, he doesn't need the title, but apparently it's because he needs to hold it for X amount of time. That's why.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised.
Anyway, to our WWE starting 13. Where do we start with this? Should we start with the head coach?
Yeah, actually, that'd be a good place.
Yeah, well, you announced the head coach, but I will preface this to begin with. We do know that Daniel Vito, aka Zion Quinn, is in the WWE. We put him on originally, but then we were like, you guys probably don't even know who Zion Quinn is, let alone, and 2 didn't even know who Daniel Vito was. I know who Daniel Vito was. I'm a real fan. That's also because he played for the Broncos, but he was in that Raiders team with like Todd Carney and shit.
Oh, there you go.
And then what's his name? What's that other guy? Dugan. Yeah, he was on that that team.
Dugan.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, he was originally in the team, but we took him out for other reasons. But I'll leave you with the head coach, bro. It'll start us off that way.
Yeah, look, we'd start to go with someone who's a great motivator and has a knack of just winning. He's been a GM multiple times, and in my eyes, he will go down as the greatest manager of all time. He's currently the manager to the head of the table. We've got on none other than the man himself, Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman's our coach. To me, he gives me Gus Gold vibes. I just envision
Mm-hmm.
like the
Mm-hmm.
pre-game speech will be amazing. If they're down, that halftime speech will be even better. I just think he can get the job done. Everywhere he goes, he gets it done.
He's a champion. Everyone he is managed as a champion. Roman champion, redacted from the thing because of his allegations. Champion. CM Punk champion. Who else has he been with? Champion.
He's been
So
with a
yeah,
few.
look,
He elevates everyone. Everyone he's managed, he's
he
taken
elevates
them to another
everyone.
level.
You think Wayne Bennett champion? We think Paul Heyman champion. He'll win back to back championships with this team. Yeah, look, he is phenomenal, and I'd even go as far as saying he's the greatest heel of all time. Not just manager, he's the greatest heel of all time. I've never seen a better heel. He's always had heat. Maybe there's another player on our roster that has a bit more heat than Paul Heyman at the moment, but yeah, that's the way it goes. Shall we head over to the fullback and we'll start with the backs and work our way through to number 13?
Yeah, man, let's do it.
All right, we'll at fullback, speaking of finishing his story, we've got Cody Rhodes. We had to put him in the team. He's, handsome. He's got that fullback look about him. He could be there. He's dependable. We feel like he kind of gives me like Tedesco vibes with how he is on the when he wrestles. Like he gets beaten down a bit, but he still comes back, and he's got that whole storyline riding with him. So yeah, I think Cody suits being at that fullback spot.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Moving to the centers and wing, we've gone with pairings here. So we've gone kind of with duos. So on one side, we don't know which side, but on one side, the center and wing combo, we've gone with the twins. We've gone with Jimmy and Jey Uso. Now, I know they'd be beefing right now, and I feel as though they might even steal the show at night one on WrestleMania. But for the sake of this team, we've seen it work before with the Morris twins, the years that they played at the Bulldogs together and with the Roosters. So we've kind of gone with the luck of that. And I think Jimmy's the winger, eh?
Yeah, we put Jimmy on the wing, the one with the braids.
Yeah.
He's got the hair, and then we put Jimmy in the center because I think Jimmy got that dog in him. Jay got that dog in him too.
So
they both got that dog.
Yeah, look, I think they're going to be great, and they'll lock down any side they're on. Do you have a preference whether they go left or right?
Nah, not really, man. I feel like they're ambidextrous.
I don't know why.
I feel like they're ambidextrous.
I was thinking left. I don't know why.
Is that 2 and 3?
No. Nah.
Is that 4 and 5?
Nah, that 2 and 3 is that's 4 and 5. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm just thinking.
See, I put them at 2 and 3.
Oh, yep. Oh, well, there you go then. They're on that side. 2 or 3 it is.
Yeah, and then we've got another pairing. We've gone for thickness and athleticism on this side, and this is why I'll put it on the other side. Was probably thinking of it now, thinking of how the Broncos go. Put a bit of speed on the other side and put the bigger boys on the left side. So maybe we do that. Maybe we switch. So Jimmy and Jay can wear the 5 and the 4, and then the Street Profits, Montez and Angelo Dawkins, can wear the 2 and the 3. So Montez forward on the wing with his athleticism. He looks quick as fuck. He's athletic as fuck. He can jump, man. He's going to be catching all the high balls. Jason Saab, get out. Dom Young, get out. Who else got some leaping ability? Travojevic, get out. Shit, he's going to be everywhere, man. He's going to be leaping for those things. And Angelo Dawkins on his inside, he'll be getting that ball to him with passion. He'll be able to hit up on defense. We know he's got a solid big body. He's going to be hard to move and close to the line, man. Whoo-wee. Bowl him over.
And then it's in the halves at number 6. We have gone with Seth Rollins.
Burn it down.
Look, I just think he needs to be in the team. He's earned the spot.
He's a leader.
He's a leader, and he's worked his way through. You know, he's been like the company man for a little bit. He's been the heel. He's been the baby face. He's just been in the industry for a little bit, and he's been at the top of the game. So I think rightfully,
he's been able to evolve his game, eh? That's what I like.
Definitely, he's got.
And that's what you need.
That is, and yeah, I think to me he just had to be in the team, man. I think we both thought 6 was he had to be in the halves, right? So yeah. Seth Rollins, number 6. You can do number 7.
Look, number 7, we're gonna throw it back. You know, a 7. I haven't seen an ugly 7 in a while, but 7's always like a handsome man. You got an Andrew Johns. If Nathan Cleary had a smaller chin, it would be him. Adam Reynolds is a handsome man. Scotty Prince, he was a handsome man. Cooper Cronk, he was a handsome man. So we're going with another. He calls himself a handsome man. He's not quite handsome anymore, but he's got a super kick on him. They say it's a sweet chin music, but we've gone with the heartbreak kid Shawn Michaels in at their halfback. Again, another leader, someone who could take a step back in his older career, which, gives the reins to Seth Rollins, but he's still there to provide a serviceable kicking game where needed and can help the team wherever needed. He's happy to step back and let others shine, which is what we need, a selfless half. Cocky in his younger years, but as he grew older, selfless, could step back from the limelight a little bit. Do we go with the hooker and then into the props?
Yeah, could do. Well, it's number 9.
Or do you want to go prop, hooker, prop?
Either other, brother. What do you want?
Yeah, well, I'll read the prop and then you read the duo, the 9 and 10.
Yeah.
So, with our first prop, and this is another man who has to be in the squad, and if you don't put him in the squad, what are you doing? He's got a vicious spear on him, and of course, I acknowledge you, my tribal chief, Roman Reigns. He is, of course, going to make this team, and what an amazing prop to have. Champion, knows how to get it done. He's got his cousins there to back him up. Hopefully, they're all on the same page this year. Hopefully we can win a premiership with him. Hopefully he's not a chemistry killer. But look, he's got that chemistry with Rollins from their days together as Shield. Then he's also got the bloodline there. So and he's coached by his manager, Paul Heyman. So that's a big plus for him, I think.
Yeah, and at the 9 and 10 we're going with a bit of a combo here. It might be a bit of a controversial one, but at 9 we've gone with someone who's probably, I'd say, might be up there with being the best heel. This dude has heat on him 24/7, it seems like, and the crowd won't even let him talk. He comes from great lineage with his dad being a great lucha libre. Some say the greatest lucha libre of all time. But at number 9, we got none other than Dominic Mysterio, the man himself. And we thought, because he's a pest, and he always runs away. He never actually tries to fight anyone. He lets the next person take care of that. And we thought having him in the half, he'll just annoy the shit out of everyone, really. And at 10, we've gone with none other than Rhea Ripley, old mommy. She can definitely handle it. She's from Aussie Down Under. So she'll have no issue with the physicality. And pretty much she's there to look after Dom. And if anything needs to get done, she's a champ herself. She's been to the mountain. She's been there, done that. And rightfully so. And right now, man, she's killing the game, I think. So she earned her spot in here. And that's who we've gone with.
Yeah, and on the edge, we've got some brothers, man. Destructive brothers, some would call them. The brothers of destruction. We've got Undertaker and Kane in our second row. That's just two monsters you don't want to stare at on the other side of the field. Like, whoa. Could you imagine that? Those giant monsters just clobbering you on the other side. Man, if they could play footy, that'd be some great. And Undertaker was low-key athletic, man. He'd be doing that thing up on the tightrope. boom, bang. He was quick. He was mobile. Same with Kane. Kane used to be a basketball player, so he got that athleticism. So those two coming up the middle, we know off the kickoff, they're chasing you down. They'll be like Kiko out there, man. So I'd hate to be an opposing fullback trying to catch that kick with Kane and Undertaker charging down at you.
And I think Undertaker will be that old head that just controls the locker room. He will be the one that they look to. I think he'll be the leader in that forward pack, even with Roman Reigns there. He'll just be the
Bit of a Gordon Tallis, you reckon?
without a doubt, man. He'll be ready to go whenever, and he'll hold those points online. Yeah, and to finish off the team at number 13, we've got the face that runs the place, one of the greatest football of all time in my books. None other than the 16-time champion John Cena. You might not be able to see him. You might not see him on the field, but boys, will he deliver? He, had his one hell of a run. Still would have liked to see him do heel, but that time is gone. But yeah, John Cena, one of the GOATs. I think he deserved it. And we put him at 13 because he's a workhorse. I see him in that mold of that Cameron Murray type of look where he gives you that hard run, he defends, he can play at the back, got the whole package. And yeah, he just gets better with time. But John Cena, man, got to be in the squad, and I don't think there's a better spot than 13.
Yeah, man, and I'd have to put him captain. All those years as a face. Not a bad guy. So he'll be there to calm the boys down. Take a cane. Come on, relax, chill. Back it up. Dom, get over here. I feel like he'll be that guy just to calm him down a little bit, because Seth's going to be drawing off at someone, and then Roman's going to have to sort them out. We know Dom's going to be yapping away, but standing behind Mommy at the same time. Blah, 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 blah. So yeah, we just need John in there to just calm them all down a little bit. And he's super strong. You've seen him lift Big Show with no effort at all. So he'll be cutting down some of those big boys with no effort at all. And that's our 13, man. I'd love to see them play a bit of footy. It'd be hilarious.
They would be crack up, yeah.
So, hey, WrestleMania this weekend or next weekend?
I believe it's Sunday, Monday our time, because it's Saturday, Sunday their times.
Roger. Yeah. So hey, look, if you're free, go watch some WrestleMania. You won't be disappointed. It's always a good time. As for us, that's the end of our show. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's a bit of a longer one today. We've gone for a while. There's just so much to talk about in this week's news. So I hope you listen through to the end. Don't forget, for your chance to win a port tie, just head over to our YouTube, 99 Dreams NZ, or just chuck in the search, the practice run. Comment on any one of our videos. Who your favourite player is. If you don't have one, just write Jordan Ricky. We'll still put you in the comp. And we'll send this your way. We'll post it anywhere worldwide. But thank you all so much for listening. I'll throw it to 2 for any last words.
Once again, we just want to reiterate thanks for the support from everyone near and far. Hopefully you're enjoying the show, and we appreciate your support and hopefully continued support. But look, we're looking forward to the game. I hope your Broncos get smoked tonight, and I hope my Bulldogs pull off the upset of the round. But until then, man, look, have a great weekend. Let us know if you're up to anything. And yeah, other than that, we will see you on Tuesday. Until then, cheers to the church. Matua.